to something called the Kumbhakarna's sleep. What's that about?
Firstly, thank you. It's a great place to be talking about this very important issue. I think I've referred to Rip Van Winkle.
Yes.
Yeah, may not have referred to Kumbhakarna. But that's because, it was an accidental discovery for me. And it came, I remember the evening when it suddenly hit me in the face like a knockout punch. And that was an evening with line managers. The ratio of women to men are really, really skewed. And I think it was somewhere in the low 20s.
Yeah.
So that really shocked me because just before this was HTMT and had become HGS then, I came from Deloitte, where it was a healthcare company and we used to work night shifts. And the ratio of women to men were reasonably equal, and I think women were more. And I had always been told that it's difficult to get women to work in the night shifts, and I somehow didn't question. But that data was so skewed, and I said, is that really so? And I started probing deeply. And this was almost like, what I would say, almost like 10 years into my job. So Rip Van Winkle's sleep was 14 years, mine was 10 years, that I hadn't looked at that issue. And when it came out, it just hit me so badly that, look, I was ashamed to call myself a leader where the company was known for being unfriendly to women. And when I started digging deeper, then I realized the kind of questions that women are being asked during the interview process, the screens with which people were asking those questions, and in their mind, they were going and interviewing a woman candidate knowing that they will not take her. So when all of that came out as a result of that, and I said, no, I don't want to be part of this. And I really felt ashamed that I didn't see this.
Why did you start with gender diversity? Why did it mean so much to you at that point of time?
In a way, one had to start somewhere, right? And I do believe that focus leads to better results. Yeah. Okay, if there are 4 or 5 issues that you want to have to solve, I've always believed that if I pick and choose 1 or 2 issues at a time, I'll get better results than trying to spread my efforts very wide, and the result comes in dribs and drabs.
Yeah.
So when I first started, I started giving the talent acquisition team targets like, oh, we have to be 50-50. And I had almost a showdown with the talent acquisition team. They said that, no, can't be done. I said, you have to do it. And I gave them 3 years. In 3 years, we are in mid-20s, and 3 years from now, I want to see 50-50. And yeah, there was severe resistance to that. And I would say that we've had modest success in this. I think the first thing was, one, making aware of people that these are these issues, and these issues are not right. It doesn't matter where you come from. It is just wrong. Right? And you have to draw a line out there saying that this is right and that is wrong. And that is what was not being done. I think there was too much of independence of choice of whom you want to hire. And you wanted to hire more of your type, which is men. Well, that was the first pillar that had to be broken. And look, at the end of the day, understand one thing, an organization is not, it's not something in isolation.
Yeah.
It exists in a society. Right, and we look at women's employment in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, the decades that have gone by. Women have participated, at least in India, in the workforce in larger numbers in the 80s, 90s decades, right? But that's what it is. Women and men think differently. When you have to solve problems of the world, which is what organizations try and do, a one-dimensional thinking will only solve one kind of a problem. When you have diversity of thought, that's when the problem gets attacked in the right way. And if 50% of the world are women, and the world therefore deals with a basket of problems, and you don't have women solving those problems, then you won't solve all the problems. It's an established fact that men and women think differently,
Yeah.
right? Without generalizing. So if you don't have them represented in the workflows, you won't solve all problems in the world.